Today, I'm going to show you how you can transform your ordinary curtains into smart, automated curtains with the new SwitchBot Curtain 3. Thanks to support from Matter, these work with any smart home ecosystem, including Apple Home, my personal favorite. Let's go. Yo, what's up guys? My name is Shane and this channel is all about building an easy Apple Home, smart home with new videos and live streams published every week. So SwitchBot recently released the new SwitchBot Curtain 3. Now, this is the third iteration of this device. I'd probably consider SwitchBot sort of the OG of these curtain bot devices. You know, that's my opinion. There are some others out there available on the market, but I think SwitchBot has kind of been doing it the longest as far as I recall. And it kind of shows when you see some of the attention to detail that went into the design of this thing. Now, a while back, I actually made a comparison video between the SwitchBot Curtain 2 and a couple others like the Aqara and the Zimmy Smart curtain bots. Really, my biggest complaint about the SwitchBot Curtain back then was this lack of Apple Home support. They have, of course, since then solved this as the new Curtain 3 supports Matter, and actually the old ones do too now. And therefore they all support Apple Home. So I figured it was time to revisit this as a solid option for us Apple Home users, or for any smart home users for that matter. Big thanks to SwitchBot for sponsoring today's video and for sending me a couple of their new SwitchBot Curtain 3 devices so I could check them out and use them with my Apple Home setup. It currently comes in two versions, the U-Rail version and the Rod version. The I-Rail version is going to be coming very soon. I have the Rod version here. It works with rods with a diameter of 15 to 40 millimeters, so that's a pretty nice range there. It'll even work with extendable rods, which I'll show you in just a minute. It's compatible with just about every type of curtain except the pocket style curtain, which I can vouch for. I actually tried to make this work with some of these types of curtains and it indeed would not. But for every other type of curtain, you should be good to go with this. If you have a rail track or any other type of curtains and want more details regarding, the compatibility and what would work or what wouldn't, I'll put a link to their compatibility page below in the description so you can check to see if this would work with your curtains. In the box, we get the main body that includes the motor. We have some hardware and a USB-C to USB-A cord, the beads fixer, which is for the grommet style curtains, user manual, and a thing to help with a little transition in your rod if you have an adjustable rod. Then we have two detachable hooks. I also have a solar panel here that we can try out. It kind of folds out like this and has a USB-C connection and little clips to secure it to the curtain motor. Now, I didn't think it was possible, but the installation has gotten even easier than it was with the Curtain 2. I took down my rod just to show you a better view. You hang your two clips on the rod. You're supposed to make sure the SwitchBot logo is facing you where you install it. Then you just pull the hook on one side down to extend it, and you can snap in the main body, then do it to the other side, and that's it. Now, if your curtain rod has this little transition in it, like many of them do, your curtain motor may get hung up on it. SwitchBot thought of this and provided this little sticky metal thing to help with that. Just line it up with the transition and bend it around the rod to make the transition a little bit easier for the bot to glide over. I'm so glad that they included this, but I absolutely hate the look of it. It is very ugly, especially on this black rod. I eventually ended up wrapping mine with some black duct tape to kind of hide it a little bit better. Here you can see again how easy it is to install it on the rod. I literally did it here in about 20 seconds. You'll probably want to hide it behind the curtains best you can, like I did. Now again, it also comes with these little bead fixer things. These are meant to be used with the grommet style curtains like I have here. So this here is how they work. You just kind of clip it to the grommets and you can adjust the distance of the beads. I guess this is intended to keep like a certain distance between the grommets if you want, for your curtains. Personally, I really didn't find a need for this with my installation, so I just left these off. Setup in the app is super easy, and there's actually an installation walkthrough that you might want to use if it's your first time. I just skipped through this and went straight to the calibration. The Curtain 3 does include a little magnet device that you can use for smart calibration. You'll be instructed to add this to your rod where the motor will stop. So I went ahead and added these, then did my smart calibration, and it was all done. The solar panel simply clips right into the bottom of the motor. Super easy to do. You'll then be able to see that solar panel is connected in the app. They say the performance of this new solar panel has increased by 100%, especially in low light conditions. The new hanging bracket allows for better placement of the solar panel. You can see here, compared to the solar panel with the Curtain 2, many installations such as this wouldn't even allow the panel to get direct sunlight through the window because of where the curtains are or because of where the rod is. The solar panel also does include a light sensor that can be used to automate your curtains in the SwitchBot app based on current light levels, if that's something you want to do. Now, if you choose not to use a solar panel, the Curtain 3 includes a 3,340 milliamp lithium ion battery that should provide you with up to 8 months of usage per charge. Of course, battery life may vary based on usage and other environmental conditions. In fact, here for these windows, I will end up not using the solar panel. Since the curtains are slightly transparent, you can sort of see the panels through them, which, I don't really like too much. But, not a problem at all if your curtains are not transparent. But if they are transparent, you probably will see that solar panel hanging down, which, may or may not bother you. If you already have a SwitchBot Hub in your house, you'll be prompted to add your new curtains to the hub to enable cloud services such as Alexa, Google Assistant, Siri shortcuts. Now, Apple Home support is only possible through Matter when connected to a SwitchBot Hub 2. Now, to integrate them with Matter, once they're connected to your hub, you can add your curtains to Matter by navigating to the Hub 2 in the SwitchBot app. Go to the Matter section and tap secondary devices, and you'll see all of your Matter supported SwitchBot devices here. A simple tap will add the new curtains to Matter. And since my hub is already paired to HomeKit, the curtains will automatically show up in the Apple Home app. Now, I'm not going to do a deep dive on the Matter setup and everything of the hub, but if you want information on that, I did make a whole video on this SwitchBot Hub 2, how to pair it with Matter and all that stuff, which I will link down below if you want to check that video out next. The high performance motor in the new SwitchBot Curtain 3 is said to provide a maximum thrust of up to 36 pounds or 16 kilograms, which is twice as strong as the Curtain 2. So they should definitely be able to handle, heavier curtains than the last model. There is a nice touch and go feature that allows you to give the curtains a little tug to initiate the opening or closing of them manually. It's also super quiet. Performance mode is around 45 decibels, and the new quiet drift mode keeps levels below 25 decibels. They do move extremely slow when in this quiet drift mode, but if you want to use these in a bedroom for waking up in the morning or something like that, then they would probably be a really good option for that type of use case. SwitchBot has really nailed this device. The only thing I can think of that could really improve this thing is the little thing that you use, for the adjustable rods that I was talking about. It's definitely an eyesore for most rods, and you'll probably want to do something to make it a little less noticeable if you do have to use this like I did. That said, I am glad that they thought of this and present a way to solve the little transition issue on the rod, because these adjustable rods can certainly be a problem for other curtain bots. I just wish it was a little less ugly. The touch and go on these didn't seem to work quite as reliably as they did on the Curtain 2 for me for some reason. I'm not sure why, but if you place a little button nearby like I did, or a SwitchBot remote, you can just use the button anytime you want to open or close them manually. Of course, my favorite way is to control these through automations. Open and close them with sunrise or sunset, even close them if the room gets too hot. As long as you have like a temperature sensor or something like that in the same area, you can automate based off of that. And of course, you can also automate them with that little light sensor that's on the solar panel if you are using them with a solar panel. Now, back when I compared the Curtain 2 to the Aqara and the Zimmy Smart Curtain Bots, my only criticisms were that it didn't natively support HomeKit, and it wasn't really strong enough to handle really heavy curtains like some of the others. And they've definitely fixed both of those things with Matter support and a motor that's twice as strong as its predecessor. I really don't think you can go wrong with the Curtain 3, especially if you have the SwitchBot Hub 2 or don't mind getting one. Not to mention that quiet drift mode that makes them super quiet and perfect for bedrooms in the morning and stuff like that. Just a really good device. You can pick up the SwitchBot Curtain 3 for $89.99 US. I do have a special discount code that can save you 10%. I'll put that below in the description in case you want to take advantage of that. Here's that older video right here comparing the SwitchBot Curtain 2 to some of the other competitors. If you have any questions that weren't covered today, feel free to drop them in the comments down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.